From the New York Times, Trump demands census excluding undocumented immigrants amid redistricting fight. President Trump said Thursday that he had ordered the Commerce Department to begin work on a new census that excludes undocumented immigrants as he and his allies press Republican-led states to redraw their congressional maps to benefit the party. A new census would be a significant departure from a process stipulated by the Constitution to occur every 10 years. Historically, the census has counted all U.S. residents regardless of their immigration status, a process that helps determine both the allotment of congressional seats and billions of dollars in federal money sent to states. Quote, people who are in our country illegally, in all caps, will not be counted in the census, quote, end quote, Mr. Trump wrote in a post on social media. Guys, do you think we're going to get redistricting?
You mean mid-decade
redistricting? Do you think this is going to work out how we think it is?
Well, it's all the states have their own rules about it, right? As we're seeing with Texas that can call a special session and try and get down to it. California and New York both have independent commissions that are responsible to do redistricting, and they're supposed to do it in accordance with the census, which is every 10 years. Gavin Newsom has threatened to try and undertake redistricting with a ballot measure. Kathy Hochul has done something similar. You also had Maura Healey in Massachusetts threatening to do redistricting to further marginalize the entirely marginalized conservative voices in Massachusetts, because of all 9 congressmen from Massachusetts, not a single one is a Republican. There are no Republican districts. There's pretty much no Republican districts, I think, except a couple in Maine, maybe, in the entirety of New England. I like this idea of getting a census that counts Americans. I'd like to know how many of us there are. Yeah. I think that would be really great. And it would be cool to see what the breakdown is. You know, I imagine it would be, mostly white and black and probably a little Hispanic as well in terms of like what the majority citizenry is.
Well, I got an opposite.
That would be pretty interesting to hear.
I got an opposite take on this. I don't think illegals were ever filling out the census to begin with. I think, like, I agree. I do want to see the census. I want to see the census more from the fact of what the actual COVID numbers were, because like some people were saying, million deaths.
COVID numbers. Oh, and
some people, the people on the left were saying more people are dying from COVID. People on the right saying less people are dying from COVID. So I'm more interested in that. But I don't think illegal immigrants ever took the census.
Well, no, there was a huge push in 2020, and I think under Obama, for illegal immigrants, to fill out the census.
Right. They were even providing
it was a
them
huge
in Spanish.
Deal. Yeah,
like they were actively asking immigrants and Hispanics to fill this thing out.
And it specifically didn't have the citizenship question.
Right. I made a big deal about
understood,
that.
But you have to understand these people are here illegally. They don't trust police at all. You know what I mean? Like, I understand what you're saying on Barack Obama. Oh, I'm cool. I play basketball or whatever. Just because, they're not going to trust him. You know what I mean?
The form just goes to your house, and then you just send it in.
Yeah, they came door to door.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, they were going door to door.
Just don't answer your door.
My door.
But that's not. I'm sure some illegal immigrants did not take the census,
right,
but I bet a bunch of them did.
It's going to be interesting to find out.
And in terms of Texas, I'm super interested about redistricting, what that would look like, because didn't Texas get like 1.3 million more people or something since 2020?
And, it's going to be a big deal. We're supposed to pick up, I think it's like 5 more seats.
Well, that's the idea.
Republican seats.
Do you think it's going to work, or do you think it's going to backfire?
You mean the redistricting?
Yeah.
They're going to get it.
Yeah.
This is all posturing by the Democrats. Like they've done this before where they've left the state twice. They fled, right? In 2000, I think it was like 2002, they fled for redistricting then. And we still got it passed. And then in 2000, I think it was 20, the Republicans were passing laws for more strict voter restriction laws and voter identification laws. And they left claiming that was racist, of course. And we got that passed. Mm-hmm. And now they're doing it again. And we're going to get it passed. They're using it as a fundraiser. And of course, Republicans are too. But Democrats are using this as a fundraiser, or way to show that they're fighting, because this is a very big deal.
How much do you trust the data? Maybe Tate, you can answer. I don't know. How much do you actually trust the census data?
It's difficult to trust the census data. We actually have it here. This was from Aidan Buzzetti. He was commentating on this today. The 2020 census significantly overcounted blue states and undercounted red states. Rhode Island and Minnesota both kept a seat they shouldn't have, or they should have lost. Colorado got a new seat they shouldn't have at all. Florida lost out on 2 seats, Texas on 1. You can see here, I mean, among overcounts, they're saying Hawaii, Utah, Minnesota, Ohio, Delaware, New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. Obviously, Ohio and Utah are the only red states there. And as far as undercounts go, we had Texas, Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, Florida, and Illinois. Illinois being the only blue state. So if you look at overcounts and undercounts, this obviously favored Democrats quite heavily.
Yeah, I think it often favors Democratic states heavily, and I think Democratic states are also the ones where you have the most illegal immigrants, right? California, New York, Illinois. You can throw in Texas and Florida for like the odd ones out, but
yeah. I mean, I just don't even trust the government to run the government. I mean, they're always running out of money.
Well, sure. If you're going to be blackpilling, that's the kind of thing you're going to
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't trust them to do anything, like construction, running companies, like literally anything. They don't do anything.
They're not supposed to run any companies.
So, like, I guess maybe, Libby, since you're the smartest of us, how does the census data actually work? Is it like the old school rating system where it's like they sample like a small sample and like expound it? Or...
No, it's literally they try and count every single person with a form.
Okay.
So they go, like Carter was saying, they go door to door. They go to every house.
If you're not home, they'll come back.
Right. And also, like, if you don't fill out your census by mail, they'll come find you. And they try and count every single person. One thing that's been really interesting about the census is how they keep changing the questions, right? So citizenship used to be on the census, and now it's not. I think that's right, Tony. And then you also have a situation where they used to ask race differently, right? Like, I don't remember what those questions were, but I know race used to be asked in different forms.
Like race or ethnicity.
Race or ethnicity. The way they phrased it was very unique. And so now it's like, I think you can fill out Asian American Pacific Islander, which I don't know how all of those things are the same. That seems very weird.
Well, they do it now where it's these broad categories, and then you can identify yourself with the sub. So, like, you could do Asian Pacific Islander, but then you can say I'm Laotian. But a lot of people don't bother with the second part, and so it ends up.
But they don't have, like, I remember filling out the census in 2020, and there was white and non-Hispanic white.
Right.
Yeah. Like, when I buy a firearm in Texas, I have to fill out a form each time, and I have no choice but to fill out white. And I was joking with the guy. I was
like, you have to fill out your race to buy a firearm?
Yeah, you do a background check. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Democrats think you can just walk in and just grab a firearm. It's not that easy.
But plus, like, why does the government need to know the race of the people buying weapons?
Well, I assume it's for like when you commit a crime, right? And that's what I was talking about with the guy at the shop. Okay. I was like, so I'm filling this out and I have to fill out white in this portion. And this portion just says white. And I said, so if I were to commit a crime with this, would it be labeled as a white crime? And he's like, yeah. And I'm very clearly brown, right?
Yeah,
like, and it was just very odd.
They even, like, if you're like Egyptian, you identify white. Like most Arab and Middle Eastern and North African also identify as
like a lot
white.
of Cubans identify as white also.
That's the whole idea of Hispanic as a categorization is just totally redundant because it's like Lionel Messi is 100% Italian, but he classifies as Latino. If his parents moved to, or if his grandparents moved to New Jersey, he would be white. So
that's
it's like,
the
what's
funny
going
thing.
on?
Like,
they should have
Spaniards come here. It's like, no, now you're Mexican.
They should have did Latino or Latinx, and then we'd see which one you know what I mean, which one actually people prefer. Right. And I don't think it's Latinx. I mean, Tony knows.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
You
Latinx
talk to most
either.
Hispanics, they don't buy.
They don't even know what it is.
They actually. It's funny. The left created like colonization of the language.
Yeah.
So you kind of like flip that on them. It's like, oh, you're colonizing.
Yeah.
The Spanish language.
Oh, that's fascinating. It's like it is appropriation. It is like it is colonialist to remake the language to get rid of the feminine or masculine.
Yeah, and it's all these white liberals pushing it
every time.
This is so crazy.
Every time Latinx. So what do you think, Tate? What's the chat saying about the census? Do they trust the government?
Well, I don't think it's. I mean, you think you have to trust the government in this situation. What are you gonna do? Not have a census?
I think we do need a census, and I think that there should be a citizenship question, and I think we need to know how many Americans there are. And then I think that House of Representatives apportionment should be based on the number of citizens and not just the number of people.
Right. Well, you had the. You had in 2019 when Trump tried to do this the first time, as the Supreme Court said, no, this is not a matter of law. We're not resolving a constitutional quagmire. This is politically motivated. This go around, since hypothetically Trump has 5 years to get this done, he can take his time here. They can actually put together a really good case to circumvent any court intervention.
Democrats don't want this, right? There was this account, Refined Populist, on Twitter, and they were saying that if they do this and they properly measure for the seats, that it can cost Democrats 42 seats. All right, and so this is brutal for them if they lose this.
The last time citizenship was on the census was 1950.
Wow. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of calls BS a little bit on our technology, because don't you think at this point we should be beyond the fact of somebody having to knock on a door to
No,
get
I
a count?
think
How do we
paper
not
is
have
the best way to
machines?
do a count.
I feel like
think
it's
all
gonna
our
have
ballots
satellites.
should be paper
They
too.
already know the number that you're supposed to give them. They just want to see if you got it.
Okay. Oh,
That's
okay.
like with the taxes
That's
when
a
you
hot
file your
take.
taxes
Right.
and you get it wrong.
Exactly. They're like,
And they're
no,
like, we know how
did."
much
Yeah,
you owe.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what about like the satellites orbiting Earth that can literally just look right into homes? We don't have that tech. I thought we had that tech. Is
I
that
don't
what
think.
we
I
do?
think that paper is a good way to do it, and I think all our voting should be on paper and properly tallied by counting papers.
Okay.
Yeah.
We saw how that happened with the 2020 election.
No,
you
they
know,
didn't
so-
do
They didn't
that.
use
That
paper,
was
yeah,
that was mail-in balloting. It was very easily.
Oh yeah, the mail-in. But okay, it's still
because-
paper-based though.
Well, Nancy Pelosi came out in like what, April or May of that year of 2020 and was like, we're going to have to do all mail-in ballots to protect us from COVID. And I remember
That was Nancy Mace.
No, Nancy Pelosi.
Pelosi.
Did I
Pelosi.
say
Sorry, I
Nancy
thought
Mace?
It wasn't just.
maybe
It was
I
all of them.
hear
It was
Nancy.
all the
Mess. My
Democrats.
ear is a mess, so
Yeah,
I
all the
struggle to
Voted
hear
in
anything.
person in 2020. That's wild.
Yeah.
What?
I still voted in person in 2020.
I had voted in person too, and there was like nobody there.
Well, that was kind of like the Republicans shot themselves in the foot for a while because they were like, only vote in person and only vote on election day. That's how we stick it to them.
Oh, it's such a bad idea.
And they would just like knock out one election. The cost us like 10,000 votes.
The worst thing they push is that everybody should vote on election day. Like, you should early vote.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I would challenge you on that, Tate, a little bit and say, how do you know? How do you know that was a bad strategy? Because are you of the opinion that maybe the counts were maybe messed with?
Well, I mean, we had
Out of our control?
multiple underwhelming midterm results. And I mean, I guess you could attribute it to some nefarious.
Well, also,
The
like,
midterm
in Houston-
results. No, go ahead.
Sorry, in Houston, they had an issue in Texas where they ran out of like ballots and
Oh,
some
yeah.
places shut down on voting day. So you
Arizona,
actually had a
too.
lot of
Machines broken.
a lot of Republicans that allegedly didn't get a chance to vote because they all stupidly waited until voting day. If you have like what 5 days
Yeah,
of
something
early
like-
voting,
yeah,
There's plenty of time to early vote. And I think even in Texas, a lot of businesses will give the employees off to like go vote.
Oh, yeah,
like they'll
totally.
give you extra time. Like, you don't have to just go on your lunch.
Yeah, I think some places it's even like a holiday, right?
For some places.
I kind of support Twitter polls. I think
That's
I
enough
think,
because
listen,
you
I
can't
think that's
require-
just
you
as
can't
good as the
require-
government.
No,
it's
that's
just as
ridiculous.
good as the government. The
It's
government
ridiculous
is so
because you
inefficient.
can't
Should be a
force
YouTube
all
poll.
Americans to
YouTube
have
poll,
a
whatever.
Twitter
Yeah.
account unless you federalize Twitter, and that's a crap idea.
Well, Elon took everyone's ID so he knows who's American and who isn't, so we can actually take those
yeah, but that's
polls.
only the limited number of people who are on Twitter.
I'm just saying.
if Twitter
I trust
with
Elon more than the government.
if
Sorry.
Twitter with
I
its hundreds
don't.
of millions of
For
users,
the voting, I do.
if they left it to only Americans with their hundreds of millions of accounts on X, there would be like 10,000 Americans on there. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
mostly,
trust the government.
That's what I
but I
mean.
also
So
don't
like
trust
it'll be like a
Elon Musk.
5,000 yes, 5,000.
I would get all the
you
people
win.
that went to Blue Sky back on Twitter. If
Oh,
they
and-
had to get back on to vote.
Yeah, and if X had, I mean, the America Party would wash everyone out of the water. I mean, are you kidding me? It's a
I think
I don't
Mackey
think
was ahead
that's
of his
true
time.
either.
I'm just saying.
Who, Doug Mackey?
Yeah, I think he was ahead of his time.
Yeah,
I
Douglas
think there's
Mackey.
going to be a text to vote soon.
Is that what he's saying?
Well, that was.
I don't think there will be a
got
text.
in
I
trouble.
hope not.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be like American Idol and every other reality show. Eventually, it's
not.
going to be.
I certainly hope the federal government doesn't become more of a reality show than it already is.
You literally have a reality show president.
well. Let's
Of
jump.
that. That's why I said more of.
Yeah.
I'm not as good as Tim as like breaking the.
Sorry,
Just,
Tate.
like,
Gotta be
cutting it
louder.
in half.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.